For even more Atari fun, head over to Atari.io. It's Atari-tastic. Space Invaders! A really awesome game from Taito back in the late 70s. Now, back then, I was around 11 or 12 when Space Invaders came out. And one of the things I used to do on the weekend is, usually on every other Friday night, my mom had a bowling league tournament that she participated on. I always liked going down and hang out at the bowling alley and go play all the pinball machines that was there. They had like a little arcade off to the side. They had probably like 10 or 12 pinball machines. They had a Pong machine there as well. I played a little bit of that, especially when it first came out. But this one evening that we went into the bowling alley, I heard a very unfamiliar sound, the boom, boom, boom. I was like, what? I was like, what is that? And it was Space Invaders. I was absolutely captivated by this game. I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Really fun game back then. One of the cool things that the owner of the bowling alley would do is he would write your name on a chalkboard and your high score and when you set it. And I usually ran in the top 5 typically. I did drop down to like number 8 at one time. I also got number 1 once. That was really cool. That was like a fluke more than anything. Because, you know, I love video games, but video games don't love me at all. I'm very video game challenged on the skill set, but I really enjoy playing them. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Such a fun game. Really enjoyed it, playing it back then. And, of course, it came out for the Atari 2600. Now, I remember seeing commercials about this game coming out, and it really hyped me up. Because, you know, I love Space Invaders in the arcade, and here I'm going to be able to have it on my Atari 2600. So I started mowing yards, things like that, you know, going to save up for it. But in my local town, the KB Toy and Hobby ran a little Space Invader contest that was giving away a Atari 2600 with Space Invaders as the grand prize, or a Space Invaders cartridge for the top 3 people, you know, second place and third place. I had to enter this crazy contest. And, of course, I think I got second place. Yeah, no, maybe it was third place. I can't remember. But I did get a Space Invaders cartridge. And I was stoked to have this game. I played it for hours on end. Loved the game. It's probably my favorite version of Space Invaders on any console. I don't know what it is. I know Taito doesn't like this version of Space Invaders. Is why you don't see it on some of these Atari flashbacks and things like that. But it's unfortunate, but it's a really fun Atari 2600 game. And of course, back then I subscribed to the Atari Age magazine. And I remember reading in one of those magazines about the ability to get double shots. And I thought that was absolutely incredible that you could do that. And that's what opened the door to me about frying the 2600. Basically where you flip the on-off switch really fast, or you hold down the reset button or something like that to see what kind of weird things will happen to the game program. But that's a whole different subject. So, let's take a look at what comes in the box. Space Invaders, the box. I absolutely love this game. This is my original Space Invaders I had, you know, back then. This is the one I got from the contest I talked about earlier in the video at KB Toy and Hobby. So I'm pretty happy that I actually got a hold of this game, and I still have it to this day. This is one of the games I never got rid of, even though I sold off a lot of my original Atari stuff through the years. This is one cartridge I never got rid of. I kept it. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about this. The box art. I absolutely love this box art. This UFO kind of reminds me of the one on, I think there's a label for Boston or something like that. I can't remember the band name. But I love the artwork on this box. It's pretty classy. Pretty awesome. One of the nice things about this version of Space Invaders for the 2600 is it has 112 game variations. moving shields, zigzagging laser bombs, all kinds of cool stuff you could do. This makes an absolutely great party game. If you're partaking in the spirits and having a party going on, this is a good game to bust out to play, because there's a lot of cooperative stuff in here you can do that is a hoot to play when you're having a good time. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Sorry about that. Back of the box talks about, game variations. Got 1-player modes, 2-player modes. Pretty plain on the back there. In the box we have, of course, our ever wonderful Space Invaders cartridge. It's got the same artwork on the front, blue label on the end. Great game, man! I can't say enough about this game. I love it. And we of course also have the manual, and it is a full color manual, which I love the full color manuals. Same artwork on the front. Goes through the game objective, using the controllers, how to begin to play, the difficulty switches, which selects how big your base is, either small or large. And it has the game grid, so you can see what different games you can play. And here's where it gets interesting. Of course, you got the basic game, basic Space Invaders. But you have some neat stuff here that I was talking about. It's a lot of fun to play when you're having a party. Here's one. One player moves right, one other player moves left. That is a hoot to play. Alternating fire control. Or one player moves the ship while the other player fires. That's a lot of fun to play with 2 people. Pretty cool. Moving shields, zigzagging bombs, fast bombs, and invisible invaders. Holy moly. Wasn't that a song? I can't remember. That is a really hard mode to play, Invisible Invaders. Gives the general information of the game variations, which we just talked about, explains them more in detail, what they are. And then you have your 1 or 2 player options. These are the other games I just briefly described. The scoring and a score table on the back. Pretty awesome. Now, I'm an absolute Space Invaders nut. I've loved this game ever since it came out in the late 70s. Usually when I go to a classic arcade, you at least will see at least one Space Invaders. Sometimes you'll see 2, like the color version or whatever. I've always preferred the early black and white version with the moonscape that's backlit. I always loved that version of Space Invaders. I would love to have one of those in my home, as a matter of fact. But, some of the other things I've got Space Invader wise is, I have one of these little candy tins, looks like little Space Invaders machines. I got a lot of different Space Invaders memorabilia around here and collectibles. I'm not going over that. This is solely about the 2600 version of Space Invaders. But they did have some different boxes. Here's the Sears Telegames Space Invaders box. Black box, red labels. What I like about this, it has the game selection grid right on the back. That's pretty cool. And the cartridge is, kind of plain. Don't really care for that. But, it's still cool to have as a variation of the Space Invaders game on the Atari. Of course, they had a multilingual release. This one's still sealed, which is cool. Has German, Italian, Spanish, French. It's kind of neat. This I got from a good buddy of mine, Steven, who helps out down at the Curiosities on Front in Warsaw, North Carolina. He's also a paranormal author who's written a few books, like Norman, the Doll Who Had to Be Locked Away, which was just recently featured on the Travel Channel. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, I'm rambling again. I got to quit rambling so much. And of course, some of the later release of Space Invaders, towards the end of the Atari 2600's life, was the red label box, which, next to the original, which has a lot of sentimental value for me, this is my second favorite box for Space Invaders on the 2600. Has a much larger artwork on the front, which I like, and I love this font. That is really awesome. And of course, on the back, it actually shows a screenshot of the game, which I always thought that was cool that they did that. And it has a story. Now, you guys know how I love stories on these games. So here we go. We're going to check this out. Blast the alien invaders. Hordes of alien invaders are threatening to invade planet Earth. Descending from the skies in countless numbers. You must destroy them with your laser cannon before they land. In the meantime, you must avoid getting hit by alien laser bombs. The closer those battle-crazed monsters get to Earth, the faster they move, unleashing more of their deadly laser bombs. Even when you think you've all been destroyed, another set of invaders appear. The battle is on again. Concentrate. You must be fast and accurate to save your world. Of course, the cartridge is kind of cool looking too. This is not a bad looking cartridge. The red label ones. They're kind of nice. But of course, you know, since Atari... Ooh, there's the warranty card. I forgot that was in there. Of course, you know, towards the end of the 2600's life, Atari started cutting corners. And they went to like black and white manuals. These manuals I don't really like too much at all. Always like the full color manuals. But, you know, gets the point across. It shows all the different variations, just like the original one. Pretty cool. So now, as a little bonus, I'm going to show a video clip on my Wi-Fi playing Space Invaders in one of our favorite modes, the Cooperative mode, which is a lot of fun to play. We enjoy playing this game ever so often. So if you don't want to see that, this could be the end of the video for you. I appreciate you guys watching everything. Comment down below if you have the 2600 version of Space Invaders still. What kind of memories do you have of this game when it came out? How did you actually get a hold of the game? Did you save up your allowance and buy it? Did you get it as a present? Whatever. I'd like to hear any kind of stories you have on the 2600 version of Space Invaders down below. I really enjoy those. Anyway, rambling again. I gotta quit doing that. Off to the video clip. Alright, so you're that brown one over there.
The one that's moving.
Yeah, and I'm the other guy over here. I'm the purple one. So here we go. I'm green, you're brown. Whoa, whoa! I about died all right off the bat. Get up!
Well, I suck at this. It's hard to believe that once many, many moons ago I actually beat this game.
Oh, I missed a UFO.
Try.
Whoa! Bloop!
Ooh, I didn't realize you couldn't go any further over.
Yeah, you can only go to that line. Ooh, 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 they're getting close. It's all in the timing! Well, I died and you hit it.
It's all in the timing.
It's all in the timing!
Firing takes a lot longer than I'm used to now as well.
Yeah. Oh, get that UFO. Yes! Bonus points!
Ha! Got you, little bugger.
Hey, I got him that time. We're getting closer.
I'm noticing that. We seem to lose our cover a little faster too, I think.
Yeah, it's because they're starting closer to us. Ah, I missed it. Woo! Yeah! Oh no!
No cover for us, huh?
Nope. No cover for you.
Makes you wait till your shot makes it off screen before it lets you shoot again, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I almost got him.
Whoa. Ah. There we go. Oh, jeez. Oh!
Well, how come it took me out too? I didn't get hit.
Well, I just restarted until it did.
Come on. Shoot.
I can't get over there. Oh, they landed.
Land.
Well, you got 1,250. I got 2,055 points.
Yeah, because you hit the ship twice.
That's right. Awesome.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.